Hey, this is Chris Wilson. We're here at the Oakwood Cemetery in Fort Worth, Texas. We're here to find the grave of a forgotten movie star, and her name is Adrienne Ames. It's going to be kind of cool, so come on, let's go. The Oakwood Cemetery is one of the oldest cemeteries in Fort Worth. It was established in 1879. The first mayor of Fort Worth is buried here. There are also the graves of several Old West gunfighters and sheriffs. Even John Peter Smith is buried here. The man JPS Health Network, the hospital, was named after. Adrienne Ames' grave is going to be located on the immediate right. Her maiden name was Ruth Adrienne McClure, and she's located here in the McClure plot. Adrienne Ames was signed by Paramount Studios in 1930. She was a contemporary of Carole Lombard's. Over a 10-year period, she would star in 30 films. Perhaps her most famous production was The Death Kiss from 1932. She co-starred with Bela Lugosi of Dracula fame.
But you should know how I feel.
You succeeded in making your feelings quite plain enough.
She would co-star with Carole Lombard in 2 different films. She would also co-star with Ralph Bellamy.
The gentleman coming, ma'am? There'll be no gentleman, thank you.
W.C. Fields. And Rudy Vallee. In her final film, she had a supporting role with Spencer Tracy and Hedy Lamarr, but her role was cut from the final print. In frustration, Adrienne Ames would retire from Hollywood in 1940. Adrienne Ames would marry a movie star during her time in Hollywood. Bruce Cabot, a very popular star from the 1930s. Today, he's perhaps best known for the film King Kong. Adrienne Ames and Bruce Cabot were a major movie star couple. They would live in a beautiful Beverly Hills home and be the subject of several magazine spreads. Sadly, it was a stormy affair, and they were divorced after 2 years of marriage in 1935. Adrienne Ames would move to New York and become a very popular radio star where she would provide beauty tips and interview movie stars. Her program was so popular they were transitioning her for a career in television. Sadly, she was diagnosed with cancer. She would continue recording her radio program until 2 weeks before her death. She would pass away in 1947 at the young age of 43. As you can see on her grave, it reads, "A voice we love distilled." Adrienne Ames is buried next to her sister Gladys McClure. She too is being groomed to be a film star. A tragic story. Gladys was killed in a car accident in 1933, driving back from a Stanford University football game. At the time, she was house-sitting Adrienne Ames and Bruce Cabot's home in Beverly Hills while they were on their honeymoon in Hawaii. She was only 19. As you can see on her tombstone, it reads, "Blessed are the pure at heart." And so Adrienne Ames and Gladys McClure rest here together. It's a shame most of her films were forgotten today, and she didn't star in the right movie at the right time. She was an absolutely gorgeous woman. Beautiful. She rests here today in Fort Worth.
Good night, sweetheart, till we meet tomorrow. Good night, sweetheart, sleep will banish sorrow. Tears and parting may make us forlorn, but with the dawn, a new day is born. So I'll say good night, sweetheart, though I'm not beside you. Good night, sweetheart, still my love will guide you. Dreams enfold you, in each one I'll hold you. Good night, sweetheart, good night.
Adrienne Ames has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's at 1612 Vine Street for those interested.